going on at 7 o'clock UK time. This is more of an autumn neutral. So I'm going to keep the autumn theme going, guys. Autumn vibes. Hope everyone's well. I hope my lighting is going to stay the way it did before. Comments look like they're on. So I've got my little Robin cup here. My cousin Shane gave this to me a couple of years ago when he visited the UK. And I've got a cup of tea in here. That's my little Robin cup. So yeah, I'm on, guys, about 2 or 3 minutes early. So that's why I'm going to do my skincare first. But just to show you, and I will show you intermittently, the eyeshadow palette that we're using. It's going to be the NYX Ultimate Nudes mattes, neutrals even. And they're not named, but you get 16 in this. So it's so small and compact, but you actually get 16 colors, which is quite good. Again, they are numbered, they're not named. So, but it's a really kind of affordable palette, to be honest. And definitely autumn vibes I'm feeling with this one. That's why I thought I'd kind of title the live Autumn Vibes. So if you're somebody who's a bit more like, well, I don't want the really rich ones, you do have cool tone browns here as well. And then you have a couple of shimmers, really. I know it says mattes, but this one definitely comes off as a shimmer, I think. But we're going to do our whole skincare, everything like that. I'm on about 2 minutes early. I just was trying to get everything ready. I finally got my letter for my MRI. I thought it was going to be 4 months, but apparently there was a cancellation. So I've got my MRI next Friday. Finally, the letter came in the post. So, Romina, hello, how are you? Glad you can comment. I sometimes have issues with YouTube commenting, but yes, great. Nice to see you here. This is a makeup tutorial today, so we're doing like a neutral, autumn kind of look today. I hope everybody's well, and definitely let me know when you come in. My name is Kira. Outside of YouTube, I'm a support worker for people with autism and Down syndrome, so I help them. That's what I do outside of here. But yes, this is what we're looking at today. I did want to show you like an alternative, which is another really good brand. It's called W7, and you would have seen this on my channel if you've looked at this for a while. This one is called the Socialite palette. Now this has a bit, if you're somebody who just likes a little bit more shimmer and not so much of the mattes, this is the W7 Socialite palette. So we're going to take a quick look. That's what it looks like, really pretty. And at the back, it does have kind of the what it looks like and things like that. But I'll show you when you see it, you'll just be like, oh my God, this is what that's. This is certainly more. You definitely have your shimmers. This is, you could certainly use it in autumn, any time of the year, really. We're not going to go with that today, but I mean, if you're somebody who prefers the shimmers over the mattes, then this is definitely the one to go for. And it is a dupe for a very high end, as you probably even have to say, high end brand as well. So that's that. So let's go ahead just with the skincare first, but let me know, like, if you're here for the first time. I always like to kind of chat to new people. Subscribers actually requested this from February, so I'm very new to lives. I've only been doing them since February. My name is Kira. I'm from Ireland originally, but I'm living in the UK currently. You love glitter? Yes, lots of people do, and I always do glitter looks, but I thought, what about a nice kind of burgundy look for the eyes? This does have a shimmer. I wouldn't say it's a glitter, but it definitely has a shimmer. This one here, I think that definitely, that definitely has kind of got a shimmer, even though it says Ultimate Mattes. I definitely think this one here is a shimmer. Hi Kaya, how are you? I'm on about 2 minutes early. I haven't even done my skincare yet. How are you? I hope school was well. Just going through the burgundy colors today. NYX, again, I've got a new video up, guys, as well. I got sent the smushy, is it NYX smushy lip glosses? So I've got 4 of those. So there now, it's in my video, my longer form content video. You can take a look at that. Oh, that's okay, Kaya. Have a good evening. I know it's not always something that everyone can visit. You can always look back at them. Again, I am back on Wednesday. So have a good evening, Kaya. So yes, so we're going to start off with our skincare. So let's do that. I'm going to start off with a serum, and it is actually from Superdrug. And this is what it looks like. It's the Goji Berry Nourishing Gel Moisturizer. So we're going to use that. But Kaya, have a really good evening. And I hope school went well today. So I'm literally, all I do is kind of pop it around the skin. Really, like a gel moisturizer is kind of like a water-based moisturizer. So it really sinks into the skin well. But glitter is really nice. So Romina, I understand that. I love glitter. I do think that shimmer is definitely going to pop when I put it on the eyes. So we'll definitely look at that. And then, so we're going to be using the NYX Ultimate Mattes shadows. You get 16. I don't think it's any more than maybe 11 or 12 pounds. So you definitely save money on it. So that's kind of, you can see it kind of gives a bit of a glow. It will calm down. But this is goju berry. So I think you get vitamin C in goju berry as well. And it says detox skincare. So that's what we're doing there. But let me know where you're from, if that you're new. I love seeing the regulars on, but also I love kind of meeting new people too. So if you're just coming on, my name is Kira. I do makeup on here on YouTube. I am a freelance makeup artist. I don't do that anymore. Now I work as a support worker in the UK, and I work with autistic and Down syndrome young adults. So that's what I do outside of YouTube. But I am trying to kind of build up my YouTube audience and the channel, and I really want to get, to a really good place with the channel. So I always just check intermittently the settings because yeah, that's fine. Sometimes they can have some issues. Okay, so we've done that. Now what I want to show you is the Inky List. This is really good for under eyes, and the reason I say that is because it's got caffeine in it. Anything with caffeine is going to be great for under the eyes to wake them up. So we're just going to take some of that. Again, you can get it on Cult Beauty. I think it's like £11, and you do get, I think you get 15 mils, and it is usually up to about here. So we're just going to put that on. That's what it looks like. Then I'm going to take some water because I was here before as Red Miller. I love your channel. Oh, Red Miller, it's you. Oh my goodness. How come you changed your channel name? Oh, it's good to see you. We were all wondering last night. Tassos was on, Rumpelstiltskin was on, Kaya was on, and we were actually wondering where you were. We were wondering, and Lofi, we're waiting for Lofi too. Oh, it's good to see you. Yeah, we were chatting last night, and then just wondered where you guys were. Oh, that's okay. It was just, my usual get ready with me. But no, we were wondering, so that's really good. Is Romina your name, your actual name? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, we were on last night just chatting, as we do. And I think it was Rumpelstiltskin who said, I wonder where Red Miller is, and Lofi. So yeah. So that's that, guys, just under the skin. And I always let kind of any cream, just let it set for 10, maybe 30 seconds, I would say. So we're just, okay. But I was just saying, I got my neurology letter came in the post, so that was really early. So I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, so the 19th of this month, I go in for my MRI. My real name is Romana. I try to stay a little private on the internet. Oh, absolutely. No, that's absolutely fine. No, you don't ever have to say anything. That's absolutely fine. I just know somebody called Romina, so I wondered if it was the same name. But no, absolutely, guys, no one ever has to kind of give out their information. I totally understand that for sure. I might be on here, but like I might be in the UK, but that's about it. I would be the same in terms of information. I mean, I wouldn't give anything else out. But no, it's never feel you have to. My voice is going. So I've got my little Robin cup here that my cousin Shane gave me, and I've got some tea in here. Really English to say I've got some tea, even though I'm from Ireland. So yes, so we've done the caffeine eye cream, we've done our serums. Now I'm just going to pop on some SPF 30. The minimum I would say is 30. You can get 70, but this is just for sensitive skin, so that's why I'm using that. But how has everyone's day been? For most people, they've gone to school and work. Because my work is kind of like intermittent days, so like, for example, my Sunday would be a work day. So my Monday would be a Sunday, if you know what I mean. So let me just pop this on. I think my voice is going because I talk so much online. But yeah, maybe I talk so much because I can't really talk so much when I get home. Oh, hi, Tassos. How are you? Yeah, no sugar. And it's an Irish thing. I keep like the tea bag in there, but I get that from my mom. Everyone in work always says, why are you keeping the tea bag in? It's like, I don't know. It's just something that my family did. That's a very cute top. Do you mean cup? Oh, sorry, cup. My cousin Shane gave it to me, actually. His favorite bird is a robin. And then he visited me when I first moved here. And yeah, I said, I absolutely love it. And he said, oh, keep it if you like it so much. So he actually gave it to me. It was actually his. He's really into like, birds and things like that. He loves them, like he's and plants and things. He was the one that I was telling you that turned me vegan for a year when he showed me all the DVDs and things like that. But I think you could probably, if you put Robin Cup in Amazon, I'm sure it would come up. But yes, Tassos, it's good to see you. So you're on so early. I haven't even done much of my makeup yet. I haven't put anything on. But yes, so that was given to me by family, Romina. So I don't know like exactly where he got it. I can always ask and pop it up in the post section. But yeah, I like it too, like a Robin Cup. It's really, really sweet. I think I like it. And they're supposed to be good luck, aren't they? In Ireland, we say if there's a robin, there's kind of like a saying in Ireland, if you ever see a robin, it's good luck. And it also means that like someone in heaven is watching over you. That's what they say in Ireland, anyway. So yeah, this is officially, even though it's a Monday, this is my Sunday. And work tomorrow. So because I generally work Sundays. Okay. So we've kind of just got our SPF on, so it is going to look super shiny. It is going to look really shiny, and that does calm down, guys. Any SPF is going to kind of give off that kind of shiny look, just because there is so much kind of oils and UVA protection and protection. So yeah, he is really sweet. He really is. He's a really nice guy. It's kind of like funny as you get older, you don't really, a lot of my cousins, we all kind of left Ireland because I'm from Ireland originally. And so some of them left to study and intended to come back, but kind of as life goes, just didn't kind of come back. And so I've got kind of relatives in America. I've got relatives in Luxembourg. They're not from there, but it's like when they studied, they just ended up meeting people and they stayed there. So yeah, so that's kind of where that is. But there's something about tea, guys, when you're not feeling, or not even not feeling the best, but just it's comforting. But I do have, in the craziest thing, I do have water here too. So I am being good. Tassos, I have a day off tomorrow. Amazing. No plans. If you leave the tea bag inside, it might be getting progressively stronger and stronger. It might not be the best idea. I think that's what my mum loved about it. She loved that it got stronger. So, but yes, probably long term. I don't have tea that much. I'm more of a coffee person, but I just get that from my family. And my grandmother used to do it. They used to always keep, the one thing my grandmother used to do was have it black, tea black. I couldn't do that. I have to have milk in it, but I don't know. She's always done it. So it's probably not the best idea health wise. You're right. Okay, so I do have but just to say, I do have this here too. So promise no tapping. So there you go. Okay, W7 Prime Magic. This is a dupe for Smashbox primer. Even the packaging is a dupe. So, but it's really good. W7, look them up, guys. They're amazing. They do eyeshadow palettes. They do cream, everything. So let's pop this on. I've got my first swim session on Saturday. I say session because you can sign up to the gym and just go swimming yourself, but it's been so long that like this is an actual adult-led swimming session for an hour. So like Wednesday, sorry. Every Wednesday they will do it specifically from 8 to 9 p.m. It's adults only. I've never been there before, so we'll see. I've been to the gym there before, but never this particular. But it's actually like a swimming class, if you know what I mean. Not health-wise, caffeine-wise. I guess, yeah, because the caffeine just gets stronger and I know. Isn't it it seems like a bad habit now that you've said that, but it's like what I grew up with. But yeah. I think I just don't like weak tea. I don't know what it is. It's just, yeah. I don't know. So Romina, are you doing aqua aerobics or laps? This is laps, I think, from what I can see in the description. I was just going to go, Romina, and just go swimming. But I can swim, don't get me wrong. But, I probably would do 3 or 4 laps and then kind of not know where I'm going from there, and then they have the problem with if you go in on your own, they section off the pool by lanes. So you could be in a lane with somebody who's like a medium strong, and so they're going up and down, but you have to share that lane. So I just thought it might be easier just to do this. It was really good that they actually did the adult-led swimming because it's very rare to find something like that. So no, I've done aqua aerobics before, but this is just laps. This is laps, yeah. And I've tried the gym. I think I spoke about that before. I just get my attention span. I really appreciate people who go to the gym. I know it takes a lot of commitment. I get it. But for me, it's not for me. I like swimming. So if I can get better with this adult led class, I can then start to go on my own. But like it's an hour, so it's quite a good kind of, but yeah, it'll be my first time doing laps, if you know what I mean, like with a group. So yeah. Um, so yes, that's the W7 Prime Magic. So it's quite good, guys. Um, I do have a longer form content video that I uploaded today. I got the NYX squishy lip balms, so I've popped them down below. We're using one today. These are two of them. I'm going to either use the orange, tangerine, or the pink. So we'll see how we go with that. It's just to strengthen my core, my my body, just because I think swimming is just like an all over body kind of workout. So I'm hoping that goes okay. I'm going to check. I always check the settings, guys, because you know me, when I chat, sometimes I miss comments. Okay, no, that seems to be okay. Okay, so the kind of foundation I'm going in with, guys, today is another really good one. It's from Revolution, but it's Skin Silk Luminous Serum Foundation. So anything serum-wise is going to, it basically says what it is. It's a skincare product. But how are you guys? So Tassos, how's work been? At least you've got the day off tomorrow. Kaya could only stay on for a little bit today. She had to go. But I do always love finding out how you guys are too, you know? So we'll see how this goes, Romina. I mean, I'm hoping it goes well, but you know, when you haven't swam in a long time, like you can swim, you just haven't swam in a long time. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I might have taken a little bit too much here, but that's okay. I'm just going to go in with my foundation brush. Swimming is a full body workout, especially if you swim for a whole hour. Yeah, and it'll be every week. So I'm hoping kind of that will build up everything. And like you say, it's a whole body workout. I mean, don't get me wrong. People that go to the gym, that's amazing. But I couldn't get into it. I went for a day, you know, they go and show you around and it just wasn't for me. Kaya, Tassos, hi. I know it's great that Tassos is here. Kaya, it's glad that you're back. That lemonade I keep thinking about. Yeah. It's great to see you, Tassos. But yes, Romina, I haven't been swimming, like actually swimming, in probably 2 or 3 years. So you can see, guys, the good thing about this Skin Silk is if you look at this side of the face, bar the color correcting and the redness, it doesn't really change my color. And that's what I love about this. This comes, guys, in 25 different shades. So this is F5. But look, I did this on purpose. Can you see? I haven't blended this in. At all, and it doesn't really look, bar the color correcting, there's no difference in color, and that's what I that's what I always say. If you get a match to your foundation that is literally just like your skin color, that's when you know you've got the right shade. So mine is an F5. So So that's it, guys. And it's just, you can see there is a serum in there. You can feel like, okay. So that's it, guys. And it looks really good. And it doesn't kind of look too shiny or matte, but it definitely helps. The only thing I wish it did have was SPF. But, I mean, we do have our SPF 30 on anyway. Let me just catch up. Not bad, thanks. The Irish chef who likes me and gives me good hours. How about you? That's good. Kaya, it did. Tassos, Kaya, hi. Yes, hi, Kaya. Kaya, right now I'm watching a show, but right now the ads are going. Oh, and watch your show for sure. I'm actually going to start watching. Is it The Summer I Turned Pretty? Who recommended that last night? I want to start watching that. I need to get away from all these crime documentaries. It's kind of thinking to myself, like, I love crime documentaries, but you know, there's only so much you can watch without getting too, you know. So yeah, The Summer I Turned Pretty sounds good. Um, Looking forward to trying this. And what was the other one? The Resident. The Resident apparently is on Netflix too, and that's really good. But yeah, we'll see how the swimming goes. But I'm just, it'll be good to see what level I'm at as well. You know, everyone's level of fitness is different, isn't it? So it'll be good to see. But Kaya, what are you watching? Anything interesting? I'm just going to take some of my tea. Guys, I want to show you something that my mum got me, okay, years ago, and I still have it almost in pristine condition. And it reminds me, if anyone has seen the original movie, The Secret Garden, she had this little elephant that she absolutely loved. And in the beginning of the film, when like I think the building of there's an earthquake, she kind of really like she protects this little, I think it's an elephant, or she has some sort of porcelain doll that she keeps, and it's the only thing that survives it. And I know this is nothing like that, but my mom got me this. It's like an Indian elephant, and I will not lie to you when I say it's about 10 years old, and I've tried to keep it in such pristine condition, but that's what it looks like. I know. It's just sentimental to me. You know, I know it's not anything, but yeah, it reminded me of the Secret Garden, basically. But anyway, let's keep going. Um, it's Danish, I think. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna check again. Okay, we're back. All right. I'm just going to keep intermittently doing that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is kind of going with the concealer. So I'm just popping stuff back here. Um, Hoping to go to Ireland in October as well, which will be good. If you want me to vlog that, guys, I will. Let me know. We're going to go in with concealer, and then we're going to go in with our Rimmel the Multitasker. So concealer. But do let me know, guys, how your week is going. I know it's only Monday, so for most people, it's not superly, you know. Okay, so that's just kind of what I do. Um, Basically, all it is kind of the T-zone areas. I know there used to be like a trend years ago where it used to be like the triangular concealer. I would say in a contour and highlight situation, and I do have a video on that. The contour and highlight is perfect because contouring brings everything in, highlighting kind of you really that's where your eyes are going to be kind of focused on the most. But when it's just concealer, just put it in the areas where you particularly find you need it, basically. So for me, it's under the eyes, just at the sides, and the redness I get here and here. So that's you, wherever concealer you find is best. This is the Rimmel the Multitasker concealer and corrector, so you can use it for both. And then I'm going to go in with my sponge, just my beauty blender, and we're going to blush that in. Romina, that's so pretty. My grandma used to collect elephants too. I have one, but the porcelain looks precious. Thank you, Romina. It's just something that's been so special to me, and I can't believe that I've still been able to keep it so well. I mean, I don't even think there's a chip on it, so I'm hoping I don't kind of make anything, say anything kind of, and then something happens. But it's just like a really something that's special to me, really. So yeah, when I moved, I made sure that I kind of kept it in a safe place. But I'm so glad, guys, that I've finally got the neurology appointment now. So it's not this Friday, it's next Friday, the 19th in the morning. So I'm hoping. I know the thing is, guys, that if they find something, they don't tell you, they just go straight to your GP or your neurologist. So find something that's going to be probably sent to my GP first. So I can just see that it got a little bit kind of stuck there. And we'll go on the other side now. But yeah, thankfully, 19th of this month, 9:45 a.m. is my MRI. I got it at the letter in the post, so that's quite good. But definitely, guys, let me know how you're doing. I'm really aware that I come on and talk so much, and I don't want people to be put off by that. Okay. Tassos, when I was a kid, I was scared of elephants and miniature ones. Something about their face, you just made me remember that. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, I think it just reminded me of the Secret Garden, so I don't want to make you scared or anything. Um, Yeah, but it was something I just kept. I think more so the memory is kind of because my mum got it for me too. So I've always tried to find a place for it anywhere I've lived. I've always tried to find a place, but hoping to keep it in good. But I get you. Everyone has something that they're scared of, especially when they were a kid. Mine was wolves when I used to have nightmares actually. I don't know why. It's such a random thing, but yeah, mine was wolves when I was a kid. Um, but I get that, Tassos. I totally understand that. I won't put it on the screen again if it's bringing back memories. Romina, I'm struggling to find a job that suits me. I get overstimulated. I love working at the animal shelter. Hopefully, I can move soon so I can work there again. Whoa, that'll be amazing. I would give up the job I have now to work at an animal shelter. But I know what you mean. I sometimes get overstimulated as well. And it definitely needs to be a job that suits you. And this is sometimes not the best job. It is a really good job for me, and I definitely am happy at how I do the job. But I understand the overstimulation. I get that completely. Um, are you working at the minute, or are you looking? You have a job, but it doesn't suit you. Is that what you mean? Anything with animals, I think, would be amazing. But again, I know sometimes the pay with that can't be. Sometimes isn't very good. I guess it just depends, what it is. So that's kind of the concealer done, guys. We've done all the kind of basics, bar the Rimmel, the multitasker. So I should have gotten the medium in this, guys. I got it online. I should have gone into a shop. But this is the Rimmel multitasker, better than filters. So it's a primer, a highlighter, a glow booster, and it's in fair. I should have got the next one down, but that's fine. We'll make it work. Romina, do you quit after a few weeks in every job, or do you burn out fast? Um, okay. And so I'm going to use this as a highlighter, guys. So I'm not going to use it as a primer or a base or anything like that because we have done the majority of the base makeup. So what I'm going to do now is just go in with the kind of bigger part of the blender, and we're just going to start to kind of pop that in. But I find my job is so draining sometimes. But then I kind of, one will always say, well, change your job or do it. But it's like, you have to kind of measure up. Okay, well, the salary, maybe the job is interesting, but is my salary going to match that, in realistic times? So that's kind of what you always have to, sometimes I see really good jobs out there, but then their salary might not be what I need. So that's what then makes me, unfortunately, then kind of pigeoned into a certain kind of way. Tassos, I mean, do you burn out every week's in your job? Um, Romina, I do burn out fast, but not at every job. I think that's really true, Romina, because I know this sounds crazy, but I was an after-school teacher, and for when this children finished school for 7 years, and I had about 25 children from the ages of 4 to 11 every day until their parents collected them. So from half 2 to half 6. And that was 25 children. And now I look after 4 people in a support work job. And as crazy as this sounds, this drains me more than looking after the kids, which probably makes no sense. But I think it's the kind of work you do and the type of things you do that can drain you physically and emotionally. So, yeah, I tried hotel cleaning. It was nice and quiet, but I have a mite allergy and had to quit that too. Um, wow. Yeah, allergies. But I can imagine that would be that I can imagine that would be really calming for you. But then obviously the mite allergy. Yeah. Romina, wow, 25. I could never. I know it was an after school in a primary school, and I had one other staff member, and yeah, it was pretty crazy sometimes, but it was manageable crazy. If that's, I love kids, so I'm just a big kid myself. So for me, even though I was a manager and I did all the kind of safeguarding side of things, and I still loved being with the kids, it was just, for me, I absolutely loved it. And then what happened was, um COVID hit, and a lot of the parents realized they could work from home, and so the numbers just never got back after COVID, just never got back. Okay, so what we're going to do now is the last thing for the face I'm going to do is put on the Makeup by Mario, and it's just their skin soft sculpt transforming skin enhancer. I'm just going to catch up. Um, Tassos, Romina, 25 children. I could never. Tassos, it took a while, but I realized the only way to do something consistently, including keeping a job, is showing up no matter what, even if you don't feel whole every day. Absolutely. Because you're doing it for yourself, aren't you? You're not doing it for anybody else. You're doing it for you, for sure. I totally agree. No matter like, and sometimes I wake up and I just don't, I can imagine the day and I just feel like if I don't do this, what's going to the outcome going to be. So I totally get that. But guys, what job would you actually, if you could choose, and I said this last night, what job would you guys actually like to do if you could, if there was no like limitations? Okay. If there was no limitations. I think geographically, if there was no limitations for me, I'd love to live somewhere like Greece or Portugal, or somewhere where what I noticed about Portugal when I was there in 2022 is that they live their life, and their life work balance is really good. All their food is very fresh. They just seem to have a very, very good work life balance. That was the Algarve that I visited. Um, but yeah, I visited the Algarve and I just found like their pace of life, everything was just different. The food was really fresh. It was just a really nice way of life. Um, Romina, a vet. I absolutely love animals. Me too. A vet, that would be amazing. Yeah, that would be really good. A vet, definitely. Um, I think that would be a really, really rewarding job. Definitely rewarding, wouldn't it? Especially helping people with families with their pets and things. Yeah, definitely. That would be absolutely amazing. Tassos, and in Greece, people are warm and welcoming. I've never been to Greece, but I've heard, it's somewhere I'd love to visit. But I can imagine they are. Yeah, absolutely. The people in Portugal were really warm and welcoming too. So it just seems like there's a better kind of pace of life there. Before the after school closed, one of the mums was moving with her daughter, and she was moving, and I didn't, she was moving to Malaysia, and I don't know much about that. But then obviously, because I was quite close um to the little girl, and I was her key person basically, which is, I do all of her observations. I found out Malaysia is actually a really, really nice place. So I've never been, but apparently it's really nice. It's welcoming. There's a lot of kind of opportunities there. Um, so I'm hoping that they're getting on okay over there. Okay, so this is just the collections. Mattifying powder SPF 20, which is really good. Vitamin E enriched. So that's what we're doing there. So we've just set the face with that. But yeah, I've never been to Greece, Tassos, so I would love to go. Okay, so we're just going to go in now with the Revolution, and this is the baking powder in rose. Now they do banana light. This is the rose. But there's something about, being in another, stepping off the plane and just being in a whole different culture is just, yeah, I love it. I love kind of all that kind of stuff. But I guess obviously me living in a different country to where I was born is probably a hint on that too. I do go back to Ireland, and as I've said before, I just don't fit in anymore. And I don't mean that in a kind of, I don't fit in with my family or anything like that, but definitely I can see my friends have moved on, they're having their kids. One of my friends' kids turns like 10, and I was like, whoa, life is flying by too quick. I need to get a move on. 10. She turned 10, and I was like, oh my goodness, what is happening? My mom was joking, saying, she was like, you better get a move on, Kira. I was like, okay, mom, thanks for that. Okay, so this is just the Revolution baking rose powder. I just literally put it in the T-zone. You can put it anywhere you want, but it just sets the under eyes really, really well. The other place I went to with my mum years ago was Gran Canaria, and they were so welcoming, and that was a beautiful country, Gran Canaria. Oh my goodness, really, really beautiful place. I find their diets, Gran Canaria, Portugal, Spain, their diets, their food is, fresh. They've got really healthy diets usually. Um, I found even the cost of like food when I was in Portugal was really reasonable as well. Okay, so that's all I do, guys, and then the remainder just goes in the T-zone basically. But just to set the T-zone, and then we're kind of done with the basics of the face base. Okay. But yeah, she was 10. I couldn't believe it. Maya is her name. I remember when I was holding her and she was on my knee. It's crazy. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do the bronzer, and I'm going to go in with a Rimmel matte bronzer, and it's really accessible to people. It is the 001 Sunlight, and I think if you're going into um, autumn, I want to kind of stay away from, and lots of people love the dewy skin and look, and I did in the summer. I absolutely loved it. But for me in autumn and winter, I like to have that matte look, just, not dry skin look, but just mattified down slightly. So that's what this is. This is the Rimmel matte, and it's just 001 Sunlight. Do you know the band Tame Impala? No, I don't. What kind of music are they? What kind of music do they do? And that's what that looks like, guys. And it is matte. If I just show you there, that's kind of what we're going to be looking at. I'm looking for my contour brush, guys. Sorry. Okay. Where are we here, guys? Okay. I'm going to have to use a different one than I thought. Okay. No, I don't. What kind of music do they do? So I'm going to do is gather it on the brush, and we're going to stick to the hairline. We're not going to, and you can see how mattifying it is. It's not going to look shiny in any way. So in daylight, it's going to look natural as it can when you're putting makeup on. And it's buildable. So can you see if I put more on, it will build up, but it's kind of a buildable bronzer. And then we're going to just go under the cheekbone, bring that up here as well. And you can see as I come forward, it starts to kind of take shape. And we will obviously get a bigger brush and then blend all of that out. I love, and I still listen to Tassos, the Cranberries. They're one of my favourite bands of all time. I absolutely love the Cranberries. I loved Dolores. She was a great singer. So I'm going to go in with a bigger blending brush now, and we're just going to buff all that out because some of it looks a little bit harsh. We're just going to buff that out. Just so, as you can see now, it made a difference, and I can see here something just needs to be brushed out quickly, so I'm going to do that. Not that one, different one. I need a different one, I think. I can just see here there's a little bit of buildup of powder for some reason, so I'm just going to okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. Romina, she was fierce. Yeah, Dolores O'Riordan, she was amazing. I absolutely loved them. Absolutely never got to see them live, unfortunately. But absolutely, they were like, just the songs were just amazing. Her voice, one of those voices I don't think can ever be emulated again. They were all really good friends from college. I think one of them was her brother as well. So it's just like, but anytime I even watched a live concert, you could just feel the emotion and like the atmosphere. So yeah, I've always wanted to see her. Such a shame, but what happened? But no, lovely. Amazing band, amazing. And the other Irish band, Fontaine DC, something about Irish bands. Yeah, there is. Yeah, absolutely. Irish singers. I don't know. Maybe just because our music is in our blood, as they say, it always has been. Yeah, but something about Dolores and her voice was very kind of angelic, but also haunting. Kind of, if that makes any sense. Okay, but yeah, absolutely amazing. So I'm going to take some of my water now and be good and not go back to the tea. something amazing. I played my favorite game over and over. I used to play No Need to Argue over and over. That was just like amazing. And what was the other one? No Need to Argue. Dreams obviously is huge. Um, Daffodil Lament was another one as well. Okay, that's helping a lot. Daffodil Lament is quite a special song, I think. Um, okay, so we're going to go in with the blush. But I think everybody has a band that um, their songs just emulate with you and mean something to you. So it might not be the Cranberries for you, it might be a different band for you. But for me, I think almost every single one of her songs, I can think of something in my life, whether it's family or anything else, and like I can kind of, there's a memory for it, if you know what I mean. And that's when you know a band is really special, or a singer or songwriter is really special, or they've got talent, is when you can almost feel the emotion coming from, like, yeah, the song. So for sure. Um, yeah. So this is the blush. You've probably seen it on a couple of my lives. It's Flormar in terracotta. Now we're going to go super light with this, guys. I'm not going to go too heavy. But yeah, absolutely. I think Dolores's songs just kind of just almost make you shiver sometimes. I think there's one that she it's completely a cappella. She doesn't have any music in the background. So yeah, amazing. But yeah, I'm sure you guys have get like, you know, bands that you feel the same about. Um, so all I'm going to do is really lightly just bring it up the cheek, and we are going to go in with a blender brush because it can get a little bit strong. But that's as far as we're going to go, because the burgundy eyeshadow is obviously going to be quite strong. Um, I am going to just check the comments in a minute, because sometimes the welcome to live chat has come off the screen, and I know I've been having issues with that. So I'm just going to get, before then, I'm going to get my blender brush, and we're just going to blend out that blush just so it calms down slightly. Okay, let me just check the settings just quickly. Okay, welcome to live chat is back. I don't know why they do that now. It does, I think I have seen the last comment. I played my favorite game over and over, but live chat seems to disappear on and off my screen, so I'm just making sure that you guys can comment. Okay, so I'm going to kind of be creative with the brows today, in that I'm not really liking the brow pencil that I have. I'm not going to go out and buy a new one. This is just the Wet n Wild, and it's one of their neutral palettes. So all I'm going to do is get one of the browns that kind of is very close to my color, and we're going to just do that with a brush. But yeah, Amy Winehouse, I think I liked as well. It was quite, you know, Valerie obviously was her big hit, but she had other songs that were really good as well. So I'm just going to get my double-ended brush, and I'm going to flick the brows upwards and then put them into shape, and then we're going to go in with the color. So you can see it's just, even before the color's gone on, it's definitely made a difference. You can see, so I'm going to do the same thing here, flick them upwards, and then shape them afterwards. The Cardigans had a hit with my favorite game as well, is that, if I'm remembering. She's in the car in the video. My favorite game, yeah, the Cardigans, I think. Okay. So I'm just taking this one here, and we're just going to go over the brows really gently with the placement brush, just to kind of, as you can see, it just makes same color, but it just defines them a bit better. So we're just gonna, I always find this one just slightly takes a bit longer. Okay. If I go this side, maybe it'll just come off a bit stronger. Okay, I think we're okay with that. Let me catch up. Um, uh, Tassos, Amy was great. I loved her, Tassos, absolutely. Romina, she's in a car with a rock on the. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I was wondering my favorite game with the Cranberries, but yes, I remembered the Cardigans having a song called My Favorite Game. Hi, Jayash. Tassos, will you be his girlfriend? Okay. Romina, Jayash, Romina, are you a boy or a girl? Well, I think it's up to everybody what they want to say, guys, online. I'll just say that for sure. You guys, say what you want to say, but, I'm always saying I'm glad you guys are here, but whatever you decide to share, it's completely up to you. Romina, I'm an old lady. Jayash, age doesn't matter. It doesn't, does it? It shouldn't matter, but I think we all get in our minds, sometimes in our heads, don't we? I know I do. Especially when I see my friend with the 10-year-old and my mum says, Kira, get a move on. So, yeah. It doesn't matter, though. It doesn't, does it? If we think deep down, it shouldn't matter. So, what I'm going to do is set the face, and I have a little bit left of the Matte Fix Revolution Oil Control Fixing Spray. So, I'm just going to give that a bit of a shake. Yes. I'm trying to see if the price is on so I can show you guys, but I think I might have took it off. It is like I haven't had it a while, so we're just going to set everything quickly. I had the weirdest dream last night, guys, and if anyone's into dreams, you can tell me what this means. I dreamt I was on a live. And I was doing this is pink eyeshadow, but then when I looked in the mirror, all my makeup was black, and I kept trying to fix it, and everything was black. The eyeshadow, the lip, I don't know what was going on, the foundation, and I kind of kept looking back, and every time I looked into the camera, the makeup was black. I don't know what that means, but yeah, it just woke me up, and I was like, whoa, So yeah. J Ash, age doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. Right, Jayash, where are you from, Romina? Jayash, Kira, looking gorgeous. Thank you, but I've got makeup on. That's probably why. But thank you, Romina. Absolutely, Tassos. What? Yeah, I just had a dream that like I was doing makeup like this, and I was chatting to people, and when I looked in the screen, the eyeshadow was black and coming down, and my lipstick was black, and everything I was doing was just black. So, and I kept looking in to try and kind of see if I was seeing things, and it was just coming down. My eyeshadow was just coming. I don't know. No, I don't know. Very odd, I think. Yeah. I guess nobody can control what they dream, but obviously it does mean something. But if you're not somebody that really has a lot of dreams, I seem to be having a lot more dreams now than I have ever, really. Not in consecutive nights or anything like that, but definitely just more than I would usually. Have I brought up the lipstick? Sorry. I think and talk about things. Have I brought up the lipstick? I bet you I haven't. I have. I talked about it in the. Yes, sorry. Guys, I don't know what it is. Yeah. Romina, that's a crazy dream. I have no idea what dreams mean. I don't either. And sometimes, you can put in what does a dream mean in Google, and so many things come up. Like, I think it can be just, I really don't know. I don't know. It was just like all my makeup was black and coming down, and my lipstick was everything. And it just made me wake up like, yeah. So, no, I'm not, I don't know what dreams mean either, honestly. I'm not kind of somebody, I know people can kind of do that. Yeah, I know people do that, don't they, for a living? Some people they do research what they mean, and they kind of, I'm not sure what the actual career is called, but Romina, I always dream that I'm in a haunted house, but I watch a lot of horror movies. Ah, wow. Yes, obviously if you watch horror movies, it's probably on your mind. Probably on your mind a lot, for sure. Haunted house, you don't want that. Absolutely not. Okay. I'm just kind of moisturizing it, guys, my lips before, because we're going to be doing the eyes anyway, but just while we're waiting. Tassos, I want to hug you so badly. Oh, thank you. It'll have to be a virtual one. But it was really weird. It was a really unusual thing to dream. Just my eyes, everything was black, and my lips were black, and Jayash, Romina, I love you. Oh, it's not so sweet. Oh, so sweet. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna let that all set. I'm gonna take more of my water and be a good influence to everybody and not grab my tea. But yeah, dreams are one of those funny things, guys. Like, you know, it's like our mind trying to kind of process stuff, you know. Um, Romina said that's sweet. Oh wow. Maybe we'll have a little couple. Oh. And then you can thank me. I brought you together. It can be a love story. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. Sorry. Oh dear. Okay. Watching too many Lifetime film movies. Okay. We're going to go in with the eyeshadow palette now. Jayash, I love you. Kira, Romina, I send you a lot of love and positivity too. Oh, Jayash, I want to be your straw. I think Romina, he has asked you to be his straw. I don't know if that means something in his language or... Okay. So you get 16 here, guys. 16 shades. They're not named. This is the NYX Ultimate Mattes. I'm going to go kind of with like, I know I said in the title burgundy, so we're going to do that. And I'm trying to think. I'm going to swatch them first just so we can see. There we go. Now that actually, guys, comes out very dark, so I'm glad I swatched it, because I don't think I will use that in the inner corners of the eye. I was going to do like a complete burgundy eye, but if you see Jayash, say I love you to Kira. Romina, will you listen? Are you asking me to say, Jayash, to tell Romina that you love her? Romina, I think Jayash is saying, I love you. I hope I'm getting this right. Okay. So Romina, I think what Jayash is saying, he just wants it to be read out loud, that he loves you. Wow. I feel like I'm like a matchmaker. Tassos, what does being a straw mean? No, M telling you to say me. Jayash, I think Jayash, Romina. Okay, sorry. I think Jayash is asking you, Romina, do you love him? I think. Okay, sorry, guys. Okay, we're going to go back in because this is just cracking me up now. Okay, we're going to go in with the brighter one, I think, because that is way too dark. Oh my God, Tassels. I won't be able to stop laughing. Oh my God. Romina, will you take this man as your husband until death do you part? Romina, I love everybody. Okay. Wow. She loves... Okay, what's going on now? Jayash, what's your body count? That sounds something from a crime scene. Romina, waha, Tassos. I think Jayash likes you, Romina. And I think he's kind of playing on that in a good way, not a bad way. But yes, so you got proposed to. Okay. What am I doing? I'm getting confused now because we're all just... Okay. I'm going to take some water, I think. Look at you. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's good to be asked these things, isn't it? Even if it's not, you know, it's kind of nice. Jayash, who me? Okay. Chad, hello from America. Hi, thanks for joining. This is a makeup tutorial. Jayash, Kira, you say me all too. Okay. I don't really know what that means, Jayash. Right, so I don't think, guys, these are super dark, and burgundy is a dark color. I know what you're thinking, but For me, I always tell you, like, especially if you've got brown eyes, I try to go to the inner corners a bit lighter. Um, um, Sin Mo Sawala, are you autistic, honey? Um, no, I'm not, but I don't know where that was coming from. Um, Romina, I knew what he meant, but I just went the other way. Yes, it's slightly rude, but I just went the other way. I tried to think of it in a crime sense, but I knew what he was asking, and I just don't think that's kind of what, we're here for. Um, okay. Right, we're gonna go with maybe a lighter uh, burgundy color, I think. Okay. Okay, let me have a look. I'm thinking of actually switching the palette completely because I do feel like I want a burgundy look, but these are very, very dark. Um, so we might get another palette out while I'm here. But I guess people just have questions. It's not anything bad against anyone who's asked that, so Ramina, that's not, and Jayash, I know we know what you're asking, but maybe women don't want to answer that, and maybe men don't want to answer that either. you know it's just one of those things. It's definitely a question that everyone can ask, but maybe it's not a question to ask here. I don't know. I don't know, just my thoughts, really. That's all. Tassos has got Tassos has got some popcorn. So would I. This is turning into a little bit of some sort of session. I don't know. Okay. But I don't think everyone's count, I guess, is their own. You can imagine me being in a convent for 19 years was pretty much like a librarian. So I'm sure you guys have a lot more than I do, but we're not gonna go there. Cedo Moose, I am. It's okay. If you mean autistic, I've never been told I'm autistic, but it's not anything I've ever been diagnosed with. That's okay. You don't have to say sorry. Romina, I'm thinking about buying a green eyeshadow, but I'm scared it will look crazy. Green, in like, there's different tones of green. That's the thing. So it depends on your eye color. Like, there's warm tones, cool tones, really deep dark ones as well. So it kind of depends on if you're looking at a look that you really like and you want to get it. Just look at your own eye color and see if it would suit you. But there are so many kind of palettes out there that you could get. Revolution do a lot. W7, I know. Beauty Bay have their own palettes dedicated to green. So if you go onto the Beauty Bay website, they have like colors just dedicated. So absolutely go on there. Jayesh, Kira, what is your body count? I don't think that's anything that I would like to share with you right now. Really, Jayesh. Okay. So I'm thinking of going in with Classy, and that's from, this is the W7. W7, and this is their Socialite palette. I'll just show you the front, what it looks like. W7 Socialite. I'm happy for everybody to be here. I just feel like that's a question that, when you get to know somebody one-on-one, or you get to know somebody on a more personal level, absolutely, that's their choice to tell. But, I'm sure people don't have to say it here. So I'm actually going to just use one color in this, guys. Romina, like a moss green with my brown eyes could look good. I'll buy a cheap one and try it. Yeah, Beauty Bay are quite good. They're like £15 for 26 colors in one palette. And they have every green. You can kind of test and always kind of swatch the color when you get it before you put it on the eye, because when you swatch, you kind of, on the skin, and the warmth of the skin will show you the true color you get. So that's what I would say. So I'm just going to start putting this all over the eye, because I've got no problem with people, talking about that. But personally, it's only when I get to know somebody naturally, I think it's just everybody feels the same way. So I think it's best to kind of you know, unless you meet somebody and that's something you want to discuss with them privately, that's just my own personal opinion. Okay, so you can see we definitely have the burgundy going on, but it's not as deep as the ones in the NYX palette. The NYX palette was really, really dark, but this is a burgundy, but even though I've got brown eyes, it's not kind of dragging the eye down. I think very, very deep, dark brown on a brown eye can sometimes just drag down the face and just make you look tired, whereas this has a little bit of a richness to it. It does have that autumn vibe, but it's still a brown color, so that's kind of what we're going for. But guys, you know, everybody's welcome here. You know, there's nothing I'm saying, you know, to offend anybody. But it's just not anything I would be saying on a live, you know. Hi, Rumpelstiltskin, how are you? Hope you're well. But it's not a conversation, I guess, that you would have with somebody on a one-to-one basis. I guess that's up to you. But let's move on from that, I think. Okay. So again, if I haven't said before, this is Classy, and it's from the W7 Socialite palette. Okay, so I'm just going to correct some of that because it's gone a little bit high in that sense. Okay. I'm just going to bring this across. Okay. You're alive and kicking. That's good. I know Lofi said he's studying all this week. Okay. So I'm just going to look at these are the two. Now I've got a longer form content. Tassos, it's the new internet way of talking about body count. She is a 6, she's a 7 incel from people who live only through the internet. It's sad. So what? So it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't mean what I think it means. Then I'm not quite sure if it means something different. I just feel like it tells us when you meet somebody, definitely you have those conversations, kind of, you know, but not kind of on a live, if you know what I mean. But I agree with you. I think it's kind of sad in a way that's got to that way. But certainly it's not a conversation I'm sure people who start to see each other haven't had. But it's not something I would kind of say, or anybody I would expect anyone to say, you know. So I'm just cleaning up the edges. I agree with you, Tassos. So I have a live on these. I did a live video, guys, today, and it's in my video section. So these are the Smushy Matte Lip Balms from NYX. I got 4 of them, and it's in my longer form content. This is Snuggle Season, and this is Soft Sorbet. So we're going to go in with Soft Sorbet today. Okay. It has a nice kind of, you can warm it up on the skin, or you can just pop it on the lips, which I'm going to do. But that's, you know, like we, you know, I don't want the tone of the live to go any kind of in a bad way or anything like that, for sure. It's just something, I guess that specific question isn't, if I'm thinking what it is, if I'm thinking what it is, you know, it's not something that I think anybody would answer online. I don't think I've even asked anyone that before. But that's not to say the person who asked it isn't still welcome here. Absolutely. It's just not something that I would answer. Tassos, I've never asked a girl what is her body count. People who share memes all day do, but online. Yeah, I understand that. Tassos, hello, Rumpelstiltskin, how are you? Sidhu Moswala, lots of animals. Okay. Rumpelstiltskin, involuntary celibate. That's where the word incel derives from. Okay. Ramina, I can't stand how judgmental people are when they are anonymous. Yeah. It's, I mean, it's one of those questions that I've never been asked, but it's a question that I don't think anyone, woman or man, should feel like they have to answer. But it's certainly not a question I would ask online either. But I mean, each to their own. I don't have, you know, just don't answer it. Uh, so this is definitely autumnal in color. It's like a tangerine. It's not something I would usually wear. My mom sent me these over, so you will see that um, in the video. I'm going to clean that up, guys, because I know it looks a little bit crazy. But you know, it's just been a really weird time for me. You know, neurology, and it doesn't help your mental health either. But we get there. So all I'm going to do, guys, is just get one of these and just kind of clean it up. And then I will catch up with those comments. So this is just like a little disposable. I did say, guys, in my video, these do bleed out a lot, so that's what I found. And I think it's because the size of the applicator, it just you need to kind of have something to fix it. But they are good. You just have to really be careful. Okay, let me catch up. Okay. Rumpelstiltskin is doing great. Tassos, how about you? Not great, but trying. Oh, Tassos, I hope you're okay. Rumina, yeah, exactly. Tassos, hoping for better, but Tassos, so it's not going to take 4 months. No, I got a cancellation. So they put it through the post. So the 19th for the MRI. So next Friday, not this Friday, coming next Friday at 9:45 in the morning. So I got a cancellation. So luckily I'll be able to be seen a bit quicker, which is good. So you know, I don't think they'll tell me, you know, there and then. I think the results will get sent to the GP, but the actual MRI is for next Friday. So yeah, at least that's something good. Is it a lip oil? So like they're called NYX Squishy Lip Matte Lip Balms. I've got 4, but these are just 2 here at the minute. And I really had to concentrate, Romina, on the kind of the consistency, because when you open them, that even now it's starting to bleed out slightly here, and I fixed it. So they're very nourishing. They are matte, but the actual applicator, if I show you, it's coming out now. It's so, you know, it doesn't really fit the lips, I think. So I always have to go in, and I do have a video on it. You kind of have to go in really carefully and put it on. I think longevity throughout the day, you would have to take it with you. I think it's quite light, so it's something that you would have to reapply. They were nice to try. They were fun to try. But I think kind of I would not really reach for them too much. But I wanted to show you guys in case you like them. And they are lip balms, so they're not a lipstick. So you have that little color in there, kind of a little bit of a hint of a color, but not actually a lipstick. And they're very, very soft. So even though they're matte, they do have like a kind of a balm feeling to them. So this one is called Soft Sorbet, and then we've got another one here, and this is Snuggle Season. So I mean, they all come in different kind of colors, but it's definitely more of a kind of sort of glossy balm, I would say. So even here, as I've been talking, you can see, I'll just get a clean one. It kind of just bleeds out slightly, so just something to keep in mind. But they are nice to try. I'm just going to grab another disposable and just trying to fix up and then I will catch up with the comments. Rumpelstiltskin, yeah, I agree with Romina. Rumpelstiltskin, there's that saying, something like internet has made people far too comfortable to insult others without getting punched back. Yeah, well, wow. Yeah, that's definitely a saying. That might be true. You know, I don't take offense to things, but I certainly wouldn't, you know, I don't know. It's just not something I would answer um, or expect to kind of be asked, but that's just me. Maybe I'm very naive, maybe. But you know, I'd rather be naive kind of than sort of, I don't know what I'm trying to say. So that's kind of what it looks like, guys. You would definitely keep it with you for sure, because you would have to reapply. I'll just swatch this one for you. It is in my longer form content video. I did it today. So this is called Snuggle Season. And we'll just swatch this here for you. They all smell like berries. So that one is kind of, I thought that might be a bit too dark for this today. So I thought I'd go with that sorbet kind of tangerine look. Okay. Romina, so true. They are too cowardly to say it in real life, so they do it on the internet. I just think it's even like, you know, imagine being face to face with somebody on a date and they say, "What's your body count?" I mean, are you going to get up and leave? Are you going to want to see them for the next 5-10 minutes? For me, maybe you will. I don't know, but for me, it wouldn't be something that would make me want to continue the conversation. But that's just me. You know, I know people are different these days. I know everything is online. I know it's all practically everything's online. Nobody I know, which says a lot, bar two people that in my life actually met in real life. They all met online. Now they're still together and they're still in a relationship, but what I mean is that most of the people I know met online. And so that's just how things are, isn't it, these days? There's probably one couple I know that they actually met through friends, kind of very, I'd say, organically. But now it's kind of, you know, which can be a good thing sometimes and a bad thing. It doesn't mean that it is not necessarily going to work, but like you say, it's just the way things are going. Okay, so I'm just going to grab some water and then we'll do mascara. I mean, I have friends that met online and they're married now. So it's not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's kind of a sign of the times, I guess, that it's very rare to find somebody who's met somebody organically through friends or through, you know, sort of social situations rather than online. But again, like, it's not saying that it's bad if you've met somebody online and you're with somebody who and you met online. Okay. So what I'm going to do is slightly increase the blush because I can see that these two are kind of taking over slightly, and that sometimes happens when you've got strong colors. So I'm going to go back in with that Flormar, and we're going to, it's got that little shimmer to it, so it's not too strong. And we're going to go in with the cheeks blush brush. So I'm going to go in with a different brush because it's more kind of angled. And we are going to just bring that a little bit up here. And I will obviously buff all of this out so it won't look too intense. It might look intense now, but it's not gonna look intense in a second. Okay. Just to kind of give it a little bit more life. Okay. It is kind of still very strong, I can see, so I'm going to go in with another. This is the Laura Geller powder brush. I'm just going to, yeah, that's better. Just going to calm it down slightly. I didn't want to go the opposite way with it. So, okay. Okay, let me catch up. Tassos, you are a doll. Romina, I hope I meet somebody the old-fashioned way. I wouldn't like to have a man that looks for women online. I know what you mean. It can go both ways, can't it? Because you can have men that work really, and women that work really crazy hours that don't really have a social life, and they are genuinely looking for somebody. But then there is the other side, Romina, which I do understand. There are men out there in like a different bracket that do just go online to meet women constantly. So there's kind of two ways, isn't there? There are men out there that just don't have that social circle to meet somebody, and maybe work takes up a lot of it, and women as well. And then you might, like you say, there are some men out there that literally just go, you know, they do just kind of go online to meet different women, and they don't really have like a commitment in mind, or even just like a relationship. They just want certain things. So I do get that, absolutely. But Tassos, um, are you're not really an old lady. Romina, maybe I'm just paranoid. No, I would be too. I totally get that. I don't think you're paranoid. I'm getting there, Tassos. Oh, we're only as young as we feel. Okay. Um, okay. So that's kind of the look without the mascara. Definitely the blush has calmed down, and the eyes were meant to be the focal point, but I can see this tangerine lip has kind of done, kind of, they both match, which wasn't the point of it, but it might show up nicer in photos. Um, that's kind of happening in the men's world too. Have you heard of Passport Brothers? Yes, I have. I saw one on Instagram. I had a interesting conversation. Do you mean that they find, say they're in America? I, I, I might be wrong, but does Passport Brothers mean that they go to a different country and marry somebody there? Because apparently, like American or wherever they're from, women won't date them. Is that what it means? So they go to another country and marry. So there was a guy who went to, like, I don't know where he went to, Thailand or somewhere else, or was it Cambodia? And he kind of said, um, he said something along the lines of, it was like a 15-second reel, or 30-second reel, and he said, like, American women wouldn't date me. There's nothing wrong with me. So here I am in Cambodia, and here's my beautiful girlfriend, and now she's my wife. And then he showed her, um, and we had an interesting conversation. Um, but um, that kind of thing. Yeah. So um, Tassos, there's this girl at work who asked me if I want to rent a shared house with her when they asked us to leave the hotel we're staying at now. Nothing romantic between us, but what if? Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, if that's what you feel, is that if that's kind of you guys, if she, I mean, it's up to you, I guess. If she's already kind of obviously put the idea out there, you could, I guess you could. If there's not, there might not be anything romantic between you now, but maybe there could be. Rumpelstiltskin, yes, more traditional women, especially in Southeast Asia or South America. Okay. I think where I was, in Ireland, it's like, this sounds so strange in England when I talk about it now, but and even now actually in Ireland it's not really done anymore. But like, I went to a convent from the age of 3 to 19, so like a convent, you can imagine, all girls school. So you can imagine probably somebody over in the UK at 18 and me at 18 probably had a much more of a cultured or experienced life, where in Ireland I was really traditionally brought up, and then obviously my mum and my grandmother were more in my life, so I was very much female orientated. So that can be a good thing, and it can be a bad thing too, because then you don't see kind of the kind of flags that other people would have seen. But I definitely was kind of raised extremely traditionally. But it does kind of, it can have kind of good and bad aspects. Sometimes it's nice to be with a woman, guys, that has some experience, because then you're both on the same level. But sometimes if you're with a really traditional person that may be slightly naive, and you might not be on the same level intellectually. So I guess it can go both ways. I don't know. I'm not an expert, I guess. But yeah, um, Romina, if I get it. If a guy really likes Asian women or Latinas, but there are good women everywhere, I don't like it when they say that the women in their own country aren't good enough. So that brings me to the point of the conversation I had with this young man on Instagram. I say young man because he was like 23 and he was married. And he had said, none of the girls in America are good enough for me. They wouldn't give me a third or fourth date. This is my wife, la la la. And I just said to him, your wife is beautiful, absolutely, but you have to think about what you're bringing to the table as well as she is. It can't always be the man or the woman's fault. Just think about what you're saying to that person that then doesn't make them want to see you again. Like, you have to think of it like that. Not every American woman is not going to like a person. That's impossible. So it's only the women he's dated. So but he's then generalizing it, saying every woman in America won't see me or won't go out with me. That's not true. That's not true at all. So and you have to be so careful. These passport brothers, I know what you mean, but then you don't know what that woman's intention is. She might be traditional, she might be all these things, but then you marry her and maybe you bring her back and a whole thing can start. She might not be genuine either. So it's a really tough situation, I think. But no, we had like a normal conversation. It wasn't anything kind of, you know, crazy. He was talking back his ideas and mine, so it wasn't anything kind of. I just saw his reel and felt like I had to comment because he was generalizing all American women, and I thought that was quite unfair because it's like saying all Irish women are a certain way and we're not. So I don't know. It was just my thoughts on it anyway. Everyone kind of is different. Rumpelstiltskin, my schooling was pretty strict with about 6 parents of our classmates being our teachers, including my mom, and the 7th parent being the school principal. Imagine that. Wow. Well, my parents weren't my teachers. That would have been definitely, yeah, wow, I can imagine that being quite intense every day. Yeah, for sure. But I think that goes for guys and girls. I don't think if you're from a country and just because you don't find, say, an American woman or an American man, or you're from Greece or anywhere you're from, and you don't, it doesn't mean that there's not a person out there. It just means that either you're not connecting with this person, let it go and move on, or, but to kind of move country and marry somebody on, just because 2 or 3 dates or 10 dates, whatever, didn't work out, it doesn't necessarily mean there's nobody in your country for you. But I mean, that's my opinion. I might be wrong, but it's just how I feel. I wouldn't generalize, somebody, based on a whole kind of all American women based on, say, 3 or 4 dates, because also, guys, you have to think about these things. Like, if you've ever watched 60 Day, 90 Day Fiance, there was a guy who married somebody from, I think it was either Malaysia or Thailand. And when she came back, she was already organizing like her other life, and she made sure they were married for a minimum, I think, of 6 months or something, and then got her own papers, and then she was gone. She was just gone, guys. So like, you have to be so careful. Yes, there might be you have to be so careful that it's not like, um legitimate, I guess. But yeah, no, that was just somebody on Instagram that I was chatting with, so it was an interesting conversation. It was interesting. So, Rumpelstiltskin, I was personally not generalizing. I know that. No, I was just talking about what I was talking about with this guy on Instagram. I know that. That's fine. I'm just going to start popping a couple of things away. Um, oh, I'm not shooting the messenger. I'm just talking about the guy I was talking about. That's all. I wasn't talking about you, Rumpelstiltskin. Sorry. I wasn't talking about you at all. We were just saying, that he was saying, she's amazing, and you just have to be careful that even though she's traditional, that that everything's legitimate. I wasn't saying it was anybody's fault or anything like that. um okay, I'm just, because every time I come off I always have such a messy desk, so I'm just popping stuff here. Okay, Tassos, I don't know what that emoji is. Rumpelstiltskin, just kidding. It's okay. Yeah, I'm not blaming anyone, guys. I'm just generally talking. So yeah, I'm certainly not talking to anyone in particular. I don't want anyone to think that at all. Okay. But I guess we all have, in our minds, I'm sure all of us have an idea of what we'd love, in a relationship and what we like ideally. But I guess in today's world, it's so different. It's just one of those things for all of us, isn't it? We all just have to live like in this online sort of, I would say 80% socially online. Some people, I've had friends actually that met in work. So that's quite lucky for them. Like, they just connected and they're like in my work, and then they're a couple now. So that's quite nice. But I mean, majority of people I know meet online. So it's not always bad. It's always a bad thing. Let me find. So this is the Rimmel Scandalise Wow Wings. So the Wow Wings is just, the difference is, if you're wondering why, there is Rimmel Scandalise on its own. Rimmel's Wow Wings just means that it's waterproof. So it's a waterproof mascara. So we're going to use that. But yeah, I think we're just in that world, aren't we, guys? It's crazy. Like, I have a friend whose parents are going to be married like 46 years this year, and they're at home, back home in Ireland, they're planning like a big surprise party for them. But can you imagine being, with the same person for 46 years these days? If you, oh my goodness, yeah, it's crazy to think about that. Mhm. Crazy. Okay. I think they met in school and, they were just, yeah, they're still together. It's crazy. But I mean, that can be, I think in Ireland as well, they were very, very traditional. There's, yeah, so I think it might be that as well. But no, they're celebrating that this year. So their kids are putting on like a surprise party for them. Okay. Let me just check something. Okay, just checking something, guys. Sorry. Yes, I can. Despite my present predicament, there was a time when I believed in true love. Good old times. Oh, hmm. That sounds like you've had some heartbreak, but who hasn't had heartbreak? But it's hard to believe again, isn't it? Sometimes, I think, if you've been through something, it's hard to kind of imagine something else. So you do think back at it as literally a good time, but then now, when you think of now and how things are, Romina, that's lovely. 40 plus years. I can't imagine finding someone like that in this age. Um, yeah, I know. I got, they're 46 years, Romina. It's just crazy when you think about it now, like from our point of view, you know. Um, I think for me, I'm always really careful because obviously my mum and dad split up before I was born. And then I saw my dad again for the very first time when I was 6. And then by that point, he'd had another child. So I was introduced to my half brother. And then so we were kind of just almost introduced and just told we were brother and sister. And then I saw him like every 2 weeks from the age of 12, maybe up to 18. In the summertime, I used to go to camp there. Um, so for me, seeing a friend whose parents are married 46 years is really like, wow, because obviously that's not my experience, but everyone's different, you know. Um, just going to catch up, guys. Rumpel, your profile pictures are hilarious. It's a part of life. I've had a lovely life. I'm pretty blessed, I always believe. That's good. I'm really glad you are. Romina, people used to get married a lot younger. Absolutely. I think my grandma, my great, well, no, my grandmother on my mum's side was like 18 when she got married, which to me is super young. But I know in other countries it's different. I know there can be. Tassos, you mean like this? Thank you. I like them too. Right, guys, I think we're almost done. Very interesting conversation. I feel like we could go on for a long time with this, but um, I do appreciate you all being here. I thought I was being a matchmaker there for a while, but obviously that wasn't the case. But hey, we got over that. I do really appreciate everyone coming on, and I do hope all of you guys, do find somebody. That is the big thing, isn't it, guys? You do want to find somebody, but obviously everyone has their like protection on them. You're always going to have that kind of wall because you don't want to get hurt. I get that. But I do hope, that you guys do find something genuine, because it's what we all deserve, I guess, but we don't always have the confidence to go out there and do it. Okay. Guys, don't forget to follow each other too if your conversations are kind of going within each other. I always kind of encourage that for you guys. If you are having kind of conversations with each other in the comments, definitely follow each other on your channels and kind of continue that. Because I always find it, I always find bad that when my videos are coming to an end or my lives and you guys are talking, I feel really bad. So because I'm going to be going in about 2 or 3 minutes, I think. But yes, Tassos. Ramina, I'm pretty content being single. Having a partner would be nice, but not necessarily to be happy. Absolutely not. I totally agree. Totally agree, Ramina. I think once you have your own place, your own peace of mind, you know, definitely, wow, that is just a whole kind of blessing in itself. I find having your own peace of mind, your own place, your own, no one to kind of have to explain to, or, just all those different things, just being happy within yourself. And then, like, a relationship is like an added benefit. It's not the be all and end all of everything, for sure. So I totally understand that, Ramina. I completely get that. Um, absolutely. Um, okay. I agree with you on that, Ramina. There's just something about having your own space, and your own mind. Okay. Well, guys, after this setting spray, I think we're about finished. Again, we're going to go in with the Revolution Matte Oil Control Fixing Spray. Okay. Okay, guys, so I will put up the pictures in the post section. Do check out my longer form content video that I put up today. Romina, it was really good speaking with you. Tassos, it's always great, and Rumpelstiltskin to catch up with you guys too. Everyone else that came on the live, I really appreciate you. I know a lot of you messaged me to say you've looked at it but haven't commented, and I totally get that. So thank you for that, because I do get those messages. I hope you enjoyed, guys. I hope you found this, useful. Ramina, it was really lovely talking to you, and Tassos and everybody else. I do hope, again, that you all have a really good week the rest of the week. My next video live will be Wednesday at 7 o'clock UK time. I hope work goes well for everybody, whatever you guys are doing. I hope the week goes well, and I'll see you all really, really soon.